We're going to dive into another topic that has just been blowing up everywhere for the last little while. So Bill Gates, we all know that guy, started a little company that we may know of. He has admitted he had an affair with an employee 20 years ago. But none of this seems surprising, at least to the hosts of The View. They were all chatting about this yesterday, saying that, well, all men in power cheat, but they can still go on to do great things. Do we agree or disagree with this assessment?
I mean, I don't really like this idea of just being like, welp, all powerful men cheat. I don't think that's accurate. I think there are many, many people in power who never cheat in their lives. But I also don't like this idea of putting it on men. Men and women are not all that different from each other. But what is different is the ways in which we're socialized. And, let's be honest, the stakes for women who were cheaters in the past were quite high. You're financially dependent on your partner. You might lose money. You might be, socially ostracized. There were all, and way back when, you probably would be stoned and, put to the stake. I mean, the stakes couldn't have been higher for many, many, many centuries. Esther Perel, who we've talked about on the show, she's a famous marital therapist. She also noted in a recent book that while men's rates of cheating have remained steady for decades, what's interesting is that her research shows that for women, those rates have risen by as much as 40%. So you take this in. I just say all of this points to the fact that we don't know as much as we should, or we don't think as much as we should
why
about...
So why don't we hear about, Hillary Clinton cheating? And why don't we hear about, Melinda Gates cheating or Kamala Harris?
These are great questions. I have
Jennifer
theories.
Lopez.
Do you have theories? Do you have theories?
I don't know that I have a theory. I think the socialization goes a long way. I mean, the idea of nature, nurture. There was another study that I read about. Then it's power can undermine morality and increase risk-taking in men and women equally. The question I have is, why are we not hearing about the women? Where is the string of cheating by Jennifer Lopez? She's about as powerful as they come. Where is the string of cheating from a Hillary Clinton? It's just Bill getting caught with that cigar. I mean, this is the real question I have.
Well, if Cynthia's stat is right, that there's an increase in 40% of women cheating, but we're not hearing about women cheating, then yeah, Cynthia, I want to go down this road. What is, give me some theories. I have my theories too. Exactly. Are they just better at not getting caught?
I think that's part of it. I also think there's more of an acknowledgement. You talk about J-Lo, of serial monogamy, of hopping from, and we don't know about overlap. We don't know that Ben Affleck, there wasn't some overlap in between. We don't hear about that. There maybe isn't the same type of scrutiny. I wouldn't know. I also think this interesting, the fact is that maybe women are socialized also with this piece of you have to do and fight for this one person. I think that mythology, Lainey, we were just talking about Rihanna and A$AP Rocky and this kind of idea of snatching the ideal man who was ungettable before. All these narratives kind of play into our ideas around fidelity and around what the perfect woman is supposed to be like. What's your theory, Lainey?
Well, my theory was probably just women might be better at keeping the secret and not getting caught. But I really like where you're going with this and exploring all the social reasons, the cultural reasons for it, because I wonder, if there is also, when it comes to billionaire cheating, like Bill Gates and all the powerful men that we hear about, it's not so much about sex and it's power and acquisition. And that's where it makes me uncomfortable with the View ladies kind of brushing it off men are going to cheat. I don't think it's just as simple as a sexual, physical desire. I think it speaks to something in that greed. When you become that rich, you just want more of everything. More money, more property, more women. And it's almost a function of capitalism.
You're the most powerful person here.
I would never do that in a million years. I'm almost 60 years old. I have never done that really in my life.
Have you been tempted by power?
When I was in a relationship, I've never had an affair. As a woman, I can't speak to men, but don't you? I don't know. Do we hear about guys that are out of work? Do we care if they're having affairs? Like a construction guy with a wife and 4 kids at home, that they're having affairs. I really just think it's a human condition to not be monogamous. I think it's never going to go away.